All right. Well, thanks everyone for being on the call. I'm very excited for our speaker tonight. She is someone that I look up to in this business and someone that I follow personally and really try to learn everything I can from. She's here tonight to share her heart behind this business and how her team has grown so fast and some simple steps that we can duplicate that they are doing. And I'm just so excited because I got to hear Brandy at the Branson Boot Camp, and her what she shared was just really impactful to me. And so I'm excited to have her share that with you guys. So a little bit about Brandy. Brandy Foss and her husband Ken reside in Washington, Missouri with their four beautiful, healthy daughters, Kaylee, Mariah, Kennedy, and Aniston. When Brandy began her Juice Plus journey 12 years ago, she was serving as an RN at Barnes Jewish Hospital. Brandy's passion in life is to educate people of all ages on the importance of good nutrition. In Brandy's eyes, everyone matters. Brandy's keys to success are building relationships, helping others better themselves, and never giving up. For the past 12 years, she has become a mom on a mission, providing hope with nutrition education to parents and children. Brandy is the epitome of leading by example and walking point in her organization and daily life. And during her time with Juice Plus, she is trained in various settings, which include boot camps, regionals, virtual franchise workshops, and national leadership conferences. She's also received several awards from the company. And in September, her and her team reached the prestigious 100 Club level and lead by example for us all. It's been said her team is one of the fastest growing teams in North America, and we are so honored to have Brandy here tonight. So thank you, Brandy, for giving us your time. I know it's so precious. I'm going to go ahead and get started.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for asking.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and ask a couple questions to Brandy, and she's going to fill us in on her wisdom and her knowledge. So the first thing, Brandy, I want you to share is your Juice Plus journey. I know that you've been with the company for 12 years, so paint a picture for us what that looks like, your journey to NMD, and then what's happened since you made NMD.
So actually, it's been 13 years. I guess I didn't update my bio when I sent it to you. Sorry. So I just celebrated my 13th anniversary with the Juice Plus company in March. And honestly, back in 2003, when Juice Plus walked into my life, it was at a time where I was 27 years old. I'd had my first baby. I had infertility issues with her, and then was diagnosed with preeclampsia, had her almost a month early, and then was diagnosed with postpartum depression. So when she was 9 months old, Juice Plus walked into my life. And honestly, as a medical professional, I wasn't looking for something. I was on an antidepressant. That's what my doctor told me I needed. And the reality of it truly is my mom has a history of depression. So I felt like I was dealt that card. And my girlfriend who introduced Juice Plus to me is very holistic and forward thinking. And honestly, we were pregnant at the same time. So when she was crunching her carrots, I was eating French fries from McDonald's. And I'm just going to be transparent with you guys as much as I can be. And so when she approached me with Juice Plus, what she shared with me was this: Brandy, I found something that could help your postpartum depression. And I kind of looked at her a little silly, I'm sure, and because I really wasn't looking for something. And so I asked her what it was, and she said it was Juice Plus. What's Juice Plus? And she said it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I asked her how much it was, and I wasn't interested. And I told her it was the cost of 2 packs of diapers in a month's time, and I just felt like I was supposed to save money and be at home with Kaylee as much as I could. What she did do was just love me where I was, and sorry, paper just fell. And she gave me some information, and this is really the reality. 13 years ago, there wasn't a lot of information to be had. There was the whole truth in 15 minutes, and there was only a couple brochures. And so she gave me that information, and I took it home with no intention of looking at the information, and I didn't look at it. My husband looked at it the weekend that I worked. And when I came home from work on that Sunday morning, he said to me, Brandy, I think this is something we should do. And I looked at him and I said, have you lost your marbles? He said, no, it just makes sense. We don't eat a whole lot of fruits and vegetables. And his dad was recently diagnosed with heart disease, and they had really only given him a year to live. And so that following week, I went to a wellness presentation. I did get a little more educated. And honestly, within the first 10 minutes of that presentation, I realized that Juice Plus was something that we needed to do for our family. So after the presentation was over, Penny looked at me. Well, I said, sign me, Ken, and Kaylee up. And that's the reality, guys, that I want you guys to know. I didn't really have, I couldn't afford myself getting on Juice Plus, but then I became educated, and it was a no-brainer to sign Ken and Kaylee and myself up. So at that time, she said to me, Brandy, why don't you join my team? And I did this. I'm not a pharmaceutical sales rep. I'm a nurse, and I'm supposed to be taking care of sick people. And she said to me, it's only $50. What would it look like if you offset the cost of your own product? And I was like, all right, what do you have to lose? What do I have to lose? So I said, sign me up. And literally she said, okay, all you have to do is get 20 people on Juice Plus in the next 60 days. And I said, okay. I didn't bat an eye about it. I didn't think twice about it. I went home, and this is kind of funny because I know Kurt Beavers trained you guys, and he talks about his memory jogger. And I think when he got started, he needed 300 names, right? So I sat down. Nobody told me to do this, but I thought, all right, I'm going to make a list of people who I just love, adore, admire, and respect and matter to me. And it was 25 people. And I literally just made a call a day. And in 40 days, I had 20 people on the juice. That is a true story. So my encouragement for you guys today is not to only write out 25 names, but maybe you only need 25 names to get started. But what got my attention with this franchise was I got a check back for $130. It might not sound like a lot, but what it did was it didn't offset the cost of my product. It literally covered my product that first month. So I do have a little bit of a competitive spirit, and I thought to myself, what would it look like if I got 5 families healthy every month? And that is the game that I have continuously played with myself for 13 years. So my paycheck literally just kept going up. And by month 6, I was making about $800 a month. And I always say this, if that's all the Juice Plus business would have brought me was my health back, because I was able to get off my antidepressant, and I just felt amazing. And then that $800 literally gave us the freedom to cover our product. I guess it covered our product. It also then gave us another stream of income to send Kaylee to a private school when it was time. We increased our life insurance policies, and then I opened up a college fund. So it was just that $800 is what really changed that picture. Those were luxury things, right? And so really, I feel like what I do best is I love and hug on people. So I went out there with 0 expectations. I went out there and I built relationships. And so I know, those of you who know me and my buddy, Jamie Kinsey, everybody I feel thinks like we all of a sudden have this really fast team and like it happened overnight. And I wish I could tell you that really happened, but it didn't. I mean, it took me 7 years to get to National Marketing Director. It took Jamie 10. And I want to say, well, I was 39 years old. So I started at 27, right? At 39 is when I hit 39 Club. And then from 39 Club, I literally went from 39 Club to 100 Club in a year. So has things moved fast? Well, it's been 13 years in the making. The last couple years have moved fast. And I think that's really what's really important for you guys to hear tonight. So many people have these expectations, and so many people think that it should look a certain way. And I can share this with you. Had I hit National Marketing Director before that 7-year period, I think it would have crumbled. I really do. I am a firm believer that you are on your own journey, And I wasn't ready to be a national marketing director. I couldn't even have served the team that I serve today if it would have moved faster, because I had to grow myself. And the more that you grow yourself, the more success that you're going to have inside of this business. And I wouldn't have been ready for it. In fact, I would tell you, in the last 2 years, gosh, I mean, I've had massive growth, right? But if that would have came, if money would have came that fast at the beginning, I truly think that I would have taken that income for granted, and I would have expected it to always go like that. And today I literally look at that paycheck. That's the biggest blessing. And every dollar I make is connected to a human being. And that's what gives me complete satisfaction today. So, yes, we're moving fast, but really, I have built this empire, I say, for the last 13 years. And what I did best was go out there and love on people. And if they told me no, I just kind of giggled. I didn't take that NO as an NO. I took it as a KNOW. And to this day, if somebody tells me no, I will say, I'm okay with your no, but will you please give me an educated no? Because I promise you, a year from now, or 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to be really mad at me that I wasn't persistent enough. I just want to make sure you know what you're saying no to. Does that help?
Yes, I love that. And I know a lot of us look at, that have come into the business in more recent years. We do see, a lot of people see just that surge that you guys have had. And so it's great to hear the backstory, to know where you come from, that you put in the work and you laid the foundation. And some people it takes 7 years, some people it takes 2 years or 1 year, like Casey Schloss. Like everyone's on a different path, and we have to stop comparing ourselves and allow our journey to be our journey.
Absolutely. And I'll give you the secret to I'll give you the recipe to success that Casey Schloss is doing. You just got to be willing to do it.
We'll get there.
She literally, I'll tell you that. I'll wait for you to get there.
Okay, we'll get there. Okay, so you talked about loving and hugging on people and trusting the process. And Branson, you just said it again. You love and hug on people. Can you share with us what it really looks like or means to love and hug and trust the process, and how your heart behind this mission has been part of that drive for success?
Yeah. So let's just keep it really real tonight. Think about this. Some of you guys are married. Some of you maybe aren't married, but let me ask this question. If you have a significant other, did you go on one date with them or her and then the next day get married? Probably not, right? Or think about the process when you're pregnant. You don't just conceive and then next month you have the baby, right? It takes, a baby's really not viable until after 20 weeks of pregnancy. There is literally a 9-month process to a pregnancy. So when I look at this business, there truly is a process. I don't feel like I do anything different today than I did 13 years ago. I really get into relationship, and I wholeheartedly feel that if you are in it to build a relationship, you might have an opportunity to share Juice Plus and you might not. But if you're in it for the right reasons, you will be able to somehow weave in, most likely Juice Plus, right? And so when I say love, hug, and trust the process, you just have to be willing to just go out there and know that you're doing the work. It's like planting those seeds. Even I just planted my seeds for the tower garden. It's kind of humorous because I did it on Saturday. And my husband this morning said, they're not sprouting. It takes a period of time that those plants grow, right? And so I have always trusted the process. I am very prayerful, and I ask that the Lord bring the people to me who he wants me to bless. And so you have to get quiet. And in those quiet moments is when those people are laid on my heart. And when he lays those people on my heart, and I'm very clear that he lays those people on my heart, I'm obedient and I follow up. And maybe that day, like for instance, I met with somebody today. Literally, I went to high school with her, and I was in church, I think 2 months ago, and I left church and I literally got on Facebook and I just said, hey, Erica, I'm thinking of you. I was at church this morning and you were laid on my heart. I'm really not for sure why, but I'd love the opportunity to get together with you and go to lunch. And we went to lunch today. I had zero agenda. And we literally picked up from where we left off in high school, and we just really just connected, right? And I got to listen to her. And ultimately, I think the Lord put me into her life for a reason, but she's got to be willing. She says she's obedient. So I just told her when we left, go back and pray, and see where this lands, and I'll give a little bit of a story. Her husband's running for governor, and they really feel like he has been called to do this position because Christ has called him. And things are looking a little bit different, right? And so they got to have 10,000 people sign this petition in order for him to be considered on the ballot for August. And the more I listen to her, I'm thinking, I totally vote for him. I totally get, I know her. I listened to her today, and she is obedient. And so she said, we're like 9,000 names away. And I just smiled, and I go, that's easy. And she goes, what? And I go, I don't know. I just know our Juice Plus culture. And I brought up Kurt Beavers, and I brought up Catherine Lee. And I said, I feel like the Lord is bringing us all together, and we're the ones who get to enter heaven. I know what we're obedient to our calling. And so I said, I feel that if you can start connecting with people, you'll easily get those 10,000 names. I like opened a door, right? And then she kind of shared financially, they need funding. And I said, I don't know, but Catherine Lee was just in Washington on Thursday, and this Juice Plus business created a business so that she can. And I said, so maybe, it just so happened that on May 16th, you needed me today. And maybe the business is for you, and maybe it's not. But let me tell you, we ran track together. She holds our track record at the high school. I see that health is important to you. It always has been important to you. And you go home and pray about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to help you get these petitions signed. I'm not for sure, but I'll trust the process, right? And I do trust that process. So that was just one example today. Whether I'm a National Marketing Director 100 Club, I will never ask my team to go do something that I haven't done. And still, as a National Marketing Director 100 Club, I'm still out there building wide. That's exactly what I want to do, because I did get to attend the Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing conference in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. And I have to tell you, we have something pretty special with our marketing plan. And, I say there's 5 things that really stand alone from any other marketing plan out there today with network marketing in general. And one of them is we have an infinity frontline, and a lot of companies only have 2, right? So we get to really leverage, and that is really a big, big deal. And that's what's going to increase income today. And so even talking with her, there was a time in my life, I have always liked money. I've been a hard worker, but I never thought that I needed a lot of money. When I think of a lot of money, I think about Wendy Campbell getting in my face saying, and are you afraid to be a millionaire? Well, I never thought about being a millionaire. I didn't need, who needs to be a millionaire? Who needs that much money? I remember saying that to my buddy, Jamie Kinsey. Today, I need $1 million. I need $5 million. I need $10 million. You know why? Because of people like I got to meet today. I could have been, I'm a little freer to give today. And the more money that I make, the more people that I get to serve. And I know that as my paycheck grows and it gets to be that significant amount, that's because there's significant amount of lives being touched. So this business, I can sit here and I'm excited about it today. Is it always easy? It's not always easy. Do I have hard conversations? I have really hard conversations. Sometimes I have to call people and tell them, you know what, you're on my chicken list. You know what that means? They're like, no. I'm like, I'm really kind of scared to talk to you right now. And they're like, Brandy. And I'm like, I am, but I'm called to be obedient. And this is what I've been called to do. And I need to serve you right now. So don't have expectations. Just get really clear with what is it that you want. Not what Michelle wants, or I know Casey's on this call tonight. Not what your leader wants. We don't want you telling us things that you really don't want. We really are here to serve you and to help you become the best that you can be.
I could not agree more. Thank you. I love that. And that's one of the things I respect most about you, Brandy, is just your faith in God and also just how you love people and serve people well. And that is a model for all of us. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So going back to that little nugget about Casey Schloss and your team growing really fast, and I would love for you to share some of the tips or secrets behind your team's success and the teams that are duplicating really fast and what they're doing and why it's working. I'd love for you to share some on that.
Yeah. So you heard me say earlier that I went out and got 20 people on Juice Plus in 40 days. Well, that's really the name of the game. We are really a mission-driven company with inspiring healthy living around the world. And growing your customer base is it's very important. And so a couple years ago, we after trial and error, right? I mean, I would sit here and tell you I've signed up people and they've never even gotten on the product, right? So what we have found, though, is if we can give a customer a really good positive experience, they're going to stay around. No different than if we can give a distributor a good positive experience. So these are, two things. One, I know that if we get somebody on the trio, like at this point in the game, I don't talk anything but the trio and complete. Because I know that if you can get on all of our products, chances are you're going to have a really positive experience within the first week or two. Really. Same thing with the business. We really dove in and took on the challenge of not signing anybody up until they were going to get to their HLP day one, right? So we're kind of training on the back end. And this is it. I still train on the back end, and there are still some reps that will go out there, or they're not reps yet. We call them wellness warriors. So they're wellness warriors, and they're out there just kind of testing the water. And what we have found is sometimes it takes somebody just a couple days to go out and get 4 trio orders because that's what we're looking for. And sometimes it takes people a couple months. I have somebody right now that's been taking about 6 months. But you know what? The beauty of this is when they come in, they're going to get a paycheck right off the bat, right? And after attending the conference in Las Vegas with Eric Worre, this is what we realized. The HLP position and the 2000 plus position are strategies today. All right. Sales coordinator position is the foundation of our business. If we can become a fast track to sales coordinator factory, you're going to climb this marketing plan really, really fast. And it's not really about going fast, but it is really about getting people on the juice. So this is where we've kind of shifted. So in the last 2 years, we've gotten really good with mastering HLP day one. We're now moving into mastering fast track to sales coordinator in 2 months or less. All right. And it looks like this. Anybody who signs up, I want to give them a positive experience. And I kind of like tested the waters a little bit, crunched some numbers. And I know as a brand new rep, if you go out there in your first 30 days and you get people, if you get 12 trio orders, you'll earn $818. That's straight up $39 per trio order and then $350 bonus money from your HLP and 2000 plus bonus, right? So we are now teaching 12 trio orders that first month, and you go out and find 1 to 3 team members, month 1. Month 2, bring in another 12 trio orders and find 3 to 5 reps total, right? My goal, our job is to get you to the highest paid commission as fast as we can. And I know that it takes 48 trios to fast track to sales coordinator. So it's brand new. This is kind of new to you guys too. Like I just trained on it for the first time last night. We're learning, and then we're testing the waters a little bit. But the first thing I'm going to tell you guys to do is you got to go do it. You can't teach it if you haven't done it. So wherever you're at, it's perfect. And you have to be the best rep inside of your team, right? You have to be the best leader inside of your team. So everybody wants to know the secret to our success. We work and we work a lot. If you ask Casey Schloss today, I can promise you, she's working about 60 hours a week. And that is, honest to God, the truth. The girl is doing multiple events a week, a day, and she is a person who will learn it, will then go teach it, and she's duplicating. And she is totally teaching her team to go out there and do it on their own. She's not enabling them. She is setting them up for success. And she's teaching that she's learned it, she's teaching it and doing it. And that's exactly what she's doing for her team. And so I have to share with you, there was a time in my business that I called Wendy Campbell and I said, I want to make 6 digits. And she said to me, Brandy, are you ready to work 40 hours or more a week? And I came back and I go, I'm not. And she said, and it's okay. And when you are, you will start making 6 digits. And that is the truth, right? So those people who are out there going a little bit quicker, they are really working it like a business. And I'm talking, full time, that, it's like they're clocking in and doing it. We know that events are the key to our success. And in my opinion, an event is when one or more people gather. And so really, my goal for each of you tonight is to be proud of who you are and you really find what your strength is. And this is what my buddy says to me, Jamie Kinsey. She says, you know what? It took me a while to figure this out, but we are strong individually and we're unstoppable together. And when we can use all of our strengths together, it just becomes the most amazing winning mentality that we've ever seen. And so my encouragement is for you really to go out there and find your strength. I could sit here and say I could get paralyzed. In fact, Jamie's amazing at social media. In fact, it shut me down for a little while. But what we've realized now is who she is on social media is who I am in person. And when we can marry the two and use both of our strengths together, it's unbelievable. And so I have gotten really comfortable with who I am and what my strength is. And my goal is to help each and every one of you guys find your strengths. And when you find your strength, you're unstoppable.
Awesome. That is amazing. I know that I've talked to Casey and I've talked to a bunch of people on your team, and I know that what you say is true. You have to treat it like a business if you want the income. But the best part about that is what we do for work is fun, and we get to be with people. And if you look at it as I've got to go work, sometimes it can be negative, but if you look at it as I get paid to go spend time with people, to call my friends, to have lunch with people, to do yoga, and Jamie says that all the time. She's like, we get paid to have fun and be with our friends. And that's what she puts on social media. And that's truly, but a lot of us get paralyzed because we think it has to look a certain way, or, we're not doing enough activity to see maybe the fruit as quickly.
Right. And so, I have always kind of followed the 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, which means talk to 2 prospects a day, talk to 2 customers, talk to 2 team members, and then even go look for 2 prospects for the business, right? Mm-hmm. And so that is something that I consistently have done. And I might not do 2 by 2 by 2 every day, but if you look at 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 every day for a week, what is that, like 50 people a week? I talk to 50 people a week. And today I can promise you I've connected with over probably 30 or 40 today, right? And so it's not that, one day I might slack a little, but the next day I play catch up. Mm-hmm. So my encouragement is, your calendar is a direct reflection of your success. Mm-hmm. And so you have to be okay when we say treat it like a business. Now that can get a little bit challenging too, because I wasn't a business owner before the franchise, right? So some people might not even know how to treat it like a business. What does treating it like a business mean? Well, for me, I think, I sit there and think about when I was a nurse, I had to clock in to get paid, right? And so mentally, I clock in with Juice Plus every day. In fact, I was up at 5 o'clock this morning internationally. I have a global business. So I've I started at 5 and I even have a call after this one, right? Now, in between that, I have flexed some time too. You know, I got to spend the last 4 hours with my kids. So, my encouragement is that you have 5 live appointments a week. Start there. Maybe that sounds like too many. Maybe you want to have more, but maybe you want to just reach out to one person a day. But I promise you that if you just spent 5 minutes a day touching your business every day, it is really going to bear fruit abundantly later on versus you do your business once a month, right? 5 minutes a day adds up to a lot over time. So my encouragement, if you haven't read the book, Go Pro, read the book, because the minute you decide to go pro, everything will align and fall into place. I mean, success doesn't happen by accident. It totally happens by design.
You are so right. And we really appreciate your time. I think we only have 4 minutes before Zoom kicks us off. So we'll go ahead and just say thank you, because I know you have a call after this. But everyone, I'll unmute you guys so you can say thanks to Brandy.